Assalamu alaikum dear students, this is your science teacher Miss Kanza and we were discussing your chapter number 7 sound and hearing. We have already discussed few topics of this chapter, that how a sound is made, how the sound travel, what is a speed of sound, what is a high and low pitch, what is the frequency, loudness, amplitude, how do we hear sound, and today's topic is noise pollution and sound proofing. As you all people are already familiar with the noise pollution, that any sound which is nauseous or which is unpleasant we termed is at noise pollution. For example, a heavy machinery sound is noise pollution, the traffic's noise is noise pollution, or any sound which is very high in pitch and which is very unpleasant to our ear is categorized as noise pollution. We can even measure this noise by a sound meter. This sound meter did what it does, it did convert the sound energy into electrical energy, and that electrical energy can be displayed on our screen or in a scale which is measured in decibels. Noise pollution is measured in decibels and its unit is D and B. For example, if we take an example of this aircraft is aeroplane, that it is a nuisance for the people who lives near the airport. Here we can see that there is a chart given on which 0 to 130 decibels is being measured, that what kind of a sound is termed as a pleasant sound and an unpleasant sound. 0 decibel means that is the quietest sound we can hear. 40 decibels is a whisper, 60 is a conversation, 90 is a motor car voice, 110 is a pneumatic drill, baby crying and a car horn, 120 is a rocket concert, a clap, and 130 is a gun blast, aeroplane taking off, the most unpleasant sound which is noise pollution. Now we are going to talk about the soundproofing. What is a soundproofing? When you walk into an empty room, you usually hear echoes. And we already have discussed that how is a echo made. We have already discussed that the walls and other hard surfaces reflect the sound waves. When you hear an echo, you are hearing a reflected sound, which is a copy of that original sound that we have made. Similarly, the walls, floor, and the ceiling reflect the smallest sound. It may take several seconds for the sound energy to be absorbed so that the sound fades away. Sound travels much more quickly through solid than through air. In addition, sound travels further through hard solid. Soft foams, wedding, and fabrics all absorb sound energy and can make useful soundproofing material. Even layers of newspaper or egg boxes will stop the transmission of sound across a surface. These are the example of a soundproof object. For example, a newspaper, a egg box, it can absorb the sound and it can stop the sound to travel from one place to another, making it soundproof. For example, the soft furnishing in this theater are sound absorber which reduces unwanted echoes. Okay students, I hope that you are able to understand what is as unpleasant or a sound noise and what is soundproofing and how does any material can become soundproofing. I am going to give you a quick revision of what we have studied up till now in this chapter. That what is a sound and how the sound is made. Basically, sound is a form of energy and sound is made when anything vibrates. Every musical instrument consists of a vibrating object in it which vibrates and makes the sound. We know the sound travels through air and by vibrating molecules in the air. We already have discussed that what is the compression and rarefaction. When the air molecule and are forced closer together, this is called compression, and when the loudspeaker stretches the air, it is called rarefaction. And sound waves are a series of compression and rarefaction. Basically, what is a wavelength? It was the distance between the two compressions and the two rarefactions. Then we have discussed that what is the speed of sound and how it travels. Sound takes much more time than the light. This is why we see the light thunder first and then we hear its sound, because light travel faster than sound in the air. Any sound which reflect back is an echo, because the sound which we hear back as an echo is the image or is the copy of our original sound. Sound at least echo take 0.5 second to get back from the hitting object to us. The pitch is how much a sound is high and how it is low. The high and low sound is measured in pitch. The frequency is how much the number of sound is being produced is um, termed as frequency, and we measure it in hertz. The higher the frequency, the higher will be the sound. And then we talk about the loudness and amplitude. The loudness of a sound depends on the height of the sound wave, which is called amplitude. The greater the amplitude, the louder the sound, and this can be measured in decibels because we can measure the sound with the help of a sound meter. The wave equation, which tells us the relationship between the speed, frequency, and the wavelength of a sound. And the equation is speed in meter per second is equals to frequency in hertz into wavelength in meter. This is an image of our inner ear by which we can hear our sound, in which the eardrum, the sheet of a muscle skin, the air flap and canal is being given. Then there is three little small bones inside our ear, which is hummer, anvil, and stirrup. Then there is the semicircular canal which helps you to balance the sound. Then there is the nerve to the brain, and that is cochlea. A cochlea basically is a hollow tube shaped like a shell. You can see the shape, it's like a shell, which has liquid and nerve cells inside it. These nerve cells transmit sound receptor to the brain, and then we can hear our sound. Okay, students, I hope that this chapter is being clear to you now and you're able to understand that what is a sound and how can we hear it. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.